This is my Class A pre-trip. How I work is I start top, down, left to right. My truck and trailer stand at 13.6. My marker lights, headlights, turn signals, and fog lights are all clean, clear, and unbroken. My hood, my grill, and my bumper are all secured, not damaged. My license plate and hut sticker are up to date. There are no leaks underneath my truck or trailer. My truck and trailer is not leaning. If it was, it would be a broken suspension, uneven load, or flat tire. This is my driver's side engine compartment for the pre-trip. The first thing I do is I start off with my fluids. My coolant is secured, not damaged, filled to the proper level. Next is the washer fluid. It says washer fluid right on it. Secured, not damaged, filled to the proper level. Next, I'm going to go with my power steering reservoir. It's secured, not damaged, not leaking, filled to the proper level. Now I'm going to go three things that are gear driven in the truck. My air compressor. To the right of this, I have a power steering pump. You see the hose. And then I also have a fuel pump right here. Those three things are gear driven. They are secured, not damaged. Next, I'm going to go miscellaneous, even though each part has its own function. My fuel water separator is secured, not damaged, not leaking. My air distribution valve is secured, not damaged. My starter, which is this gray cylinder right here, is secured, not damaged. Next, I'm going to go steering. My steering column, my U-joints are secured, not damaged, no excessive play. My steering gearbox, which is secured, not damaged, not leaking power steering fluid. My pitman arm, my drag link, my upper and lower control arm, and my tie rod, which is the bar that goes horizontal. They are all secured, not damaged, connected with castle nut and cotter pins. Next, I go suspension. My frame has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. My leaf springs, which is right here, my shackles, and my U-bolts, they're shaped like U's, are secured, not damaged, no signs of missing leaves. My shock absorber is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Next, I'm going to go brakes. My ABS is a small wire. ABS is anti-lock brake system. It's secured, not damaged. My brake hose is secured, not damaged, not leaking. This whole thing is my brake chamber. It is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Right here, I have a slack adjuster, and right here is my push rod. You can kind of see it. They are secured, not damaged, no more than 1 inch of free play. Now, this is my brake drum. Has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. Right here is my brake pad, no less than 1/4 inch. Now we're going to work to the tire. The acronym I use is TPC. T stands for tread, which is the grooves right here. The tread, no less than 4/32 and cannot be recapped. P stands for pressure. These tires have 105 PSI. C talks about the characteristics of the tire. They have no cuts, bulges, abrasions, and even wear on the tires. My rim has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. Lug nuts, no rust, trails, or shiny threads, which will indicate a loose lug. My hub is secured, not damaged, not leaking, hub oil. And my valve stem right there, centered with a metal cap. That is the engine side compartment for the pre-trip. Next is the passenger side engine compartment. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to start off with air. My air box, which is this, is secured, not damaged. The filter does not need changing. My air dryer, which is secured, not damaged. That purges out any excess air. Next, I'm going to go with belt driven, and it's all on this side. My AC compressor, my alternator, and my water pump, which is this. Secured, not damaged, and belt driven. You can see the belts on it. The belt itself has no more than 3/4 inch of play. My fan blade, secured, not damaged, none missing. My shroud is secured, not damaged. My radiator itself is secured, not damaged. My intercooler tube is secured with metal clamps. That is also undamaged, and it runs back to my turbo, which runs back to my exhaust, which have no signs of black soot, which will indicate a leak. Lastly, we check the oil. This is my oil fill. This is my oil dipstick. They are both secured, not damaged, filled to the proper level. You don't need to actually do it, wipe it off, check it. Just talk about it during your pre-trip. Next is the driver's side cab. We're going to do top down, left to right. Up top, my mirror bracket is secured, not damaged. My inspection is up to date. My door handle is working properly. My door seal is intact. My door hinges are working properly. I have 3 points of contact here, here, and on the steps that are working properly. My steps are secured, not damaged. My fuel tank is secured with metal straps. That is also secured, not damaged. No leaking. Next, my fuel cap is secured. It's on tight with a rubber O-ring and a metal chain. My IFTA sticker is up to date. Behind my fuel tank, I have an air tank that is secured, not damaged. Next, we're going to go to the catwalk, or we're going to go back to the back of the cab. That is secured, not damaged. And now we go to the exhaust stack, which are secured, not damaged, no signs of black soot, indicate a leak. My catwalk is secured, not damaged. My drive shaft is secured, not damaged. My battery box is secured with no corrosion on the wires. In between my frame, I have a drive shaft, which is this, that is not cracked, bent, or broken. Now behind this, I have a stabilizer bar that is secured, not damaged. Now we're going to go back to suspension. For suspension, I have leaf springs, shackles, and U-bolts, which are secured, not damaged, no excessive, no secured, not damaged. Next, we're going to go shock absorber. The shock absorber is right here. You can kind of see a little yellow on it. That is secure, not damaged. Next, the new part about suspension is we have airbags right back here. You can see them. You kind of hear a little hissing from there, from the airbags. They are secured, not damaged, not leaking. Now we're gonna go brakes. My brake chamber is secured, not damaged. My brake hose right here, secured, not damaged. Behind this plate right here, I have a slack adjuster and push rod, which has no more than 1 inch of free play. Now we're going to go to the brake drum. Brake drum has no cracks, bends, illegal welds, and the brake pad, which I showed you before, has no less than a 1/4 inch. Now we're going tire, but the only thing different about these tires is the tread. We also have no obstruction in between the duals. Bud rims are evenly spaced. T stands for tread. The tread is 2/32, cannot be recapped. P stands for pressure, 105 psi. C stands for no cuts, bulges, abrasions on the inner and outer sidewalls of my tire. My rim has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. Lug nuts, no rust, trails, or shiny threads, which will indicate a loose lug. My hub is secured, not damaged, not leaking. Valve stem centered with a metal cap. Now axle 2 is the same as 3, so you don't have to repeat it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back there. So 2 is the same as 3. My mud flat covers the width of my duals, not dragging. It also has DOT tape on it. Back there, my tractor lights are all clean, clear, and unbroken. Now we're going to go to coupling, which you will get on your road test. Coupling consists of air lines. My red is my emergency, blue is my service, and green is my electrical. My red and blue lines are connected to my truck with metal fittings, connected to my trailer with glad hands and rubber seals. My electric line, which is my electrical, or my green line, is connected to the truck and trailer using a lock-in tab on both sides, which you can see. They are all secured, not damaged, not leaking, and free from the catwalk. Still part of coupling, we go to the fifth wheel. Now you want to look for any daylight. If you have daylight in between the apron and the fifth wheel, it's a high hook. You don't want that. My fifth wheel handle, which is this, is in the lock position. Right where it says JOST, I know you really could. You see that silver plate? Behind that's a pivot pin that is in the lock position. My mounting bolts for my platform are secured, not damaged, none missing. Now we're going to go all the way around, and we're looking to see if the jaws are wrapped around the shank of the kingpin, and that the truck is straight and true, and that the fifth wheel is properly greased. Now we are doing the front of the trailer, also known as the bulkhead. No apparent damage to the front of my trailer. My placards are in neutral position. Now we're going to do the side. Just like reading a book. Top, down, left to right. Up top, I got a marker light that's clean, clear, and unbroken. My truck and trailer stand at 13.6. No apparent damage to the side of my trailer. My DOT tape runs the length of my trailer at least 50%. Right here is my inspection for my trailer. That's up to date. My apron, which is underneath, secured, not damaged. Now, right when it hooks right here, every trailer has it. This hook right here. These are when your cross members start. They are secured, not damaged, none missing. Now we're going to the landing gear itself. My landing gear is in the fully raised position. Notice how it's off the ground. My handle is in the travel or stowed position, and my landing gear feet are secured, not damaged. Next, we keep walking. Notice how up top, placards are in the neutral position. My turn signal is clean, clear, and unbroken. Now we're going to go under. My airlines, at least 18 inches off the ground, not dragging. Now we're going to go suspension again. It looks like all I have is leaf springs, shackles, and U-bolts, which I told you guys about before. That's my axle. Now we're going to go brakes. My brake drum and ABS. Behind that, I don't know if you can see it, is a slack adjuster and push rod. No more than 1 inch of free play. My brake drum has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. My brake pad, no less than 1/4 inch. Right here is my tandem handle for my axle 4 and 5. Also known as my dead axles, tandem axles, whatever you want to call them. It is in the lock position. I have 2 pins, one right here and one on the other side of the rail. Right here. It's in the lock position on this side and the other side. Now we're going to go tire. Same thing, TPC. T stands for tread. The tread is 2/32, can be recapped. P stands for pressure, 105 PSI. C stands for no cuts, bulges, abrasions on the inner and outer sidewalls of my tire. My rim has no cracks, bends, illegal welds. Lug nuts, no rust, trails, or shiny threads, which will indicate a loose lug. My hub is secured, not damaged, not missing. Valve stem, centered with a metal cap. Axle 4 is the same as 5, so you don't have to repeat it. Tell them that, though, on the road test. My ABS and my marker light is clean, clear, and unbroken. Notice how it's red back here, orange up there. My mud flap covers the width of my duals, not dragging. I gotta be at least 6 inches off the ground. My placards are in neutral position. Next is the back of the trailer. What we do is we start up top, down, left to right. Up top, my clearance lights, turn signals, brake lights, and license plate light are clean, clear, and unbroken. Up top, I have DOT tape on the top of my door, bottom of my door, bottom of my bumper. My door itself is in the lock position. My door cables are secured, not damaged. My bumper is secured, not damaged. I also have a license plate that's up to date. After this, you would ask, would you like to check my lights? So after you do the outside of your pre-trip, you're going to do a static brake test, in-cab inspection, and tug at 50. For this video, I'm going to break it down into 3 sections. The first thing that you're doing is when you start the truck, put the seatbelt on, and also turn on the truck, the lights right here. So we're going to start, we started up the truck, and now we're looking for our primary and secondary air gauges to be over 100 PSI, which they are. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the truck in a low gear. Low gear. We put it in first. And now what we're going to do is we're going to shut off the truck. We're going to turn it to the on position. Let the gauges cycle. You can ease out that clutch because we're truck's not on. And we're also going to push in the yellow and red valve. Once they're in, let the gauges cycle. And now you're going to have your foot on the brake pedal, and you're looking for no more than 4 PSI loss in 1 minute. For the sake of this video, a minute's gone. Next, you're going to have your foot off the brake, and you're going to tell them, I'm going to fan down my brake at or before 60 PSI for my buzzer and audible air to appear. So I'm just fanning down the brake at or before 60. So 60, you see the parking brake right here, and you hear the air alarm. Next, you're going to fan down your brakes between 20 and 40 PSI for both my yellow brakes to pop out. Okay, so I'm going to keep fanning them down. And I'm looking over here, making sure both of them pop out. Okay, they both popped out. My static brake test is complete. I'm going to do a safe neutral start. So you're going to put the truck, put the clutch in, put it in neutral. You can shake it and start the truck. As your truck is building up air, you're going to do an in-cab inspection. Same thing, what I've been saying. Top down, left to right. Up top, my visor is secured, not damaged. My driver's side mirror, my fender mirrors, and my passenger mirror clean, clear, and unbroken. My driver's side window, my windshields, and my passenger window is clean, clear, and unbroken. Now we're going to go gauges. Oil pressure gauge is working properly. Water temperature gauge is working properly. My tachometer is working properly. My speedometer was working on the way here. I have enough fuel for the trip. My primary and secondary air gauges are currently building up air. Right here where it says low air, you really can't see it until 60 PSI because there's a voltmeter right here. My left indicator is working properly. My right indicator is working properly. My high beams are working properly. And my four-ways are working properly. My steering wheel has 2 inches of play. My city horn and my air horn are working properly. My clutch, which is the left pedal, there's no more than 1 inch of play. There's no obstruction in between my brake and my accelerator. Next, we're going to go to the right side of the panels. My trailer brake is in the off position. My cruise is currently on, building up air. Engine brake is off. My wipers are working properly. My wiper fluid is working properly. My lights are on for safety. My suspension air is in the auto position. Interaxle differential is in the unlock position. Both my trailer brake and my parking brake are set. My defrost is working properly. My floor heater is working properly. My shifter is working properly. It's in neutral. I have an air line right here that is secured, not damaged, not leaking. My boot is not cut or torn. It is also undamaged. Behind me, I have 3 reflective triangles, a fully charged fire extinguisher with a pin in the green in it. I also have spare fuses up here and in the glove compartment. Most importantly about your in-cab inspection, your seatbelt is secured, has 3 points of contact, and not damaged and working properly. Next is the last part of your pre-trip. This is called the tug and 50. So what we're doing in this one is we're testing each brake individually. These are your red lines outside. This is a blue line, your trailer handbrake, and your service brake is the blue line. So we're gonna test out these brakes individually. So what you wanna do is you wanna push in the yellow brake, yellow valve. I'm gonna shut my cruise off, put the truck in a low gear. Now I'm gonna do 2 light tugs with the clutch. 1, 2. Now I'm pushing out my yellow brake and I'm pushing in my red one. I'm testing out my tractor brakes now. Red was my trailer, yellow was my tractor. 2 light tugs. 1, 2. Next I'm gonna push them both in and I'm testing my trailer handbrake. Make sure you have this down. 2 light tugs. 1, 2. Next, I'm gonna test my service brake pedal. Right here, this one that I'm hovering over. You want to make sure you have over 90 pounds of air. So what I'm gonna do is I'm pushing in my tractor brake, putting the truck in neutral. I'm gonna rev it a little bit for my air to build up. See how it's building up? We like to be over 100 just to be safe. You don't want to blow an airline out in the road. Okay, now that it's over 100, clutch in, put it in a low gear. Wow, that's gonna go. And we're gonna roll ahead 50 feet or 5 miles an hour, whatever comes first. I'm in first gear. We're looking at the speedometer. We're making sure we're going over 5. My truck, now what I'm going to do is clutch in and brake. My truck did not veer to the left or to the right. My brakes are working properly. I'm ready for my skills.